Hello, John here again, and welcome to episode 9 of tutorial 37, which is the Hunchback community gaming project. So, as I've said before, we are learning PyGame so we can develop the game using a modern day teaching language, which is Python, and they've got their gaming engine called PyGame. So we're learning the mechanics of Hunchback using that engine. And so for these few episodes that we've got, we're going to learn the basics of PyGame, movement of an object, testing, input, updating, loading graphics and stuff like that, before we get on to the truly meaty stuff where we start building our framework for Hunchback. So in the last episode, if I bring up my Raspberry Pi, we wrote a thing called moving a ball. Yeah, and I didn't commit it. Better put it in the Git. Right, okay. So that was episode 08. Moving a ball. Go. Thank you very much. So what we're going to do now is going to create another file, and we'll call this episode 09. Making a ball jump. .py. So we'll copy what's in here. We'll copy that, and then we'll paste it in there. So we've got a brand new file that we can work with, and so we don't destroy episode 8, because I want to put these on GitHub. Right, so we're going to start off from there. Right, so we'll change the tile to ball moving and jumping. So the first, let's just run it. So here's our little ball on the screen, and it works pretty well until it goes doink, doink, doink. Where's it gone? Oh, it's there. It goes off the screen. So what we need to do, we need to put some tests in to stop it going off the screen. And so what we need to do here is that we need to we need to make some tests. So we're testing that the player is not going off the screen in any direction. So what we need to do is we need to put some more testing conditions on here. So starting with the left, so we need to say, right, if the key is left and the player X is greater than what it was going to be moved by, so that's player velocity. So remember, on the left hand side, X is 0. So if we've set player velocity to be 3, we want to say if it's more than 3, then fine, you can move over. If it's less than 3, no, you can't do it. Yeah. So if it's key left and the player's X value is less than the distance we're going to move, then it won't do it. If it matches those two criteria, then it will. Yep, that'll do it. Right, so we need to do the same with this one. So, and player X is, is less than, can't say player velocity because player X will be over here, which is 6, is it 600? Yeah. Rats. Okay. Right, we need to move this. Need to move that to there. And then we need to put some values in here. Right, screen width equals 600 and screen height equals 400. So take that, put that there, take that, put that there. Right, so now we can test for the screen width. So it's less than the screen width minus the player width minus the player velocity. So we're saying if the X value is less than the screen's width, which is 600, minus the player width, which is 30, minus the velocity, which is 3. So basically it's 600 minus 33, which is what? 70, 67. So if it's less, if X is less than 600, 567, yeah. So if the X value is less than 567, it's not, it will do it. If it's more than, then it's not going to go through this if statement and update the X value. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Right, so up. So we're going to have to do and player Y is greater than the same player velocity because we're using the same number to move. Yeah, and down is going to be the same as the X one as well. So and player Y is less than, yep, open bracket, screen height minus player height minus player velocity. Now, I know some of you probably shouting at the screen now going, John, it doesn't matter about a circle what the height is because the radius is the same all around. Yes, that is true. But let's say if we decided we wanted to use an ellipse instead of a circle, so we get a more body shape, then you will have a height and a width. And so we've got to take that in consideration now, just in case if I decide that we're going to use an ellipse to do things. So that's why I'm doing it now. Yes, you are right. I could have used just a plain width on the vertical side because we're using a circle. So the width on the up and down is the same as the width going side to side because it's a circle. But if we went for an ellipse, then we start after thinking about, you know, player height, player width. But I've set player height up already. Yep, made it the same number, so it doesn't matter. So now that should stop us going off the edge of the screen. Let's see. Let's see. So there's our ball. So we're going down, we're going down, we're going... not going any further. Okay, let's go. No. Do it left and down. No. Up, 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 up. Ooh. Right. Right, so I bet that's going to do it on the other side as well, isn't it? Yeah, because our XY point is right smack in the middle of the circle, so we need to say that it's not just the X, we've got to put the height and width in there. Okay, that's alright, we can do that, we can do that. We just need to open bracket, player width plus that. And we'll do that here as well. Player height plus that. Right. Okay, there we go. That's sorted that out. Right then, let's get this thing jumping. So now we've got all that sorted out, we can then start thinking about jumping. So we need to be able to work out an arc for when it does its jump. See if I can draw what I mean. Right, let's see what I can do. Right, so let's get some proper pens, blue. No. Right, so what we need to do is, as it's going through the loop, because remember it's constantly going through the loop, if we tell it to do the jump and then we do the jump there and then, it'll go like that in one cycle and we won't see it. So what we need to do, as it goes over time, right, now this is time, this is not distance, this is time. We want it to go up and then back down over time. Yeah, so that means that could happen over hundreds of loop cycles. Yeah, now there is plenty of mathematical formulas to do all that, but we're going to try and do it in a controlled manner. So First of all, we need to put a clock in, because we need to slow down the number of loops we're doing. So we need to instigate in the middle of our thing. We need to do a bit of a delay. So we need to PyGame .time.delay, and we will make it, and that is 0.1 seconds. So basically what we're saying is that we're going to get this thing looping 10 times a second, right? So if I run this out and run it, then you're going to see how fast it goes. Yeah, there you go, that's how fast it's going. Yeah, now we'll put the delay in, and we're going to see how fast it goes now. See, it's slowed down, look. So what we're going to do to compensate for that, we'll boost the velocity, and we'll make that 5, 6, we'll double it. See what that does. That's better. I know it's jerky, but this is just demonstration purposes. Right, and the reason why I've made it 0.1 of a second, because the routine we're going to use is going to be doing it, so he's going to be jumping over 2 seconds, right? So he's going to be jumping over a 2-second time span. But while he's jumping, one thing we can't do is the up and down. So we can't say jump and then move up, yeah? Can't do that. So what we need to do is we need to check that is jumping. So we need to create a new variable here. So is jumping false, and then we need to have a jump counter. So we know where we are. So we started at 10, right? And you'll see why we put it at 10. So first things first, if we're jumping, we can't use the up and down. It just can't be done. Yeah, just can't be done. So what we need to do is we need to put a new if statement in here. So if not is jumping. Oh, done that wrong. Forgot that. So that's basically saying I'm going to go into the. Oops, I'm knocking the mic around. I'm going to do this when I'm not jumping, and so then we can do these two tests. We can do those two tests because we're not jumping, so we can go up and down. But also we don't want to be jumping while we're jumping. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. Double jumping, right? That's a whole different thing. So what we're going to do is, in this if statement, we're going to test for the jump key. So we will use the key, the space key for that. So PyGame .k space. So when the space bar is pressed, we're going to say is jumping equals true. So that means we're setting the jumping flag. Yeah. So if we're not jumping, or so to say, if we are jumping, we need to put an else in here because we need to test the other half of the equation. So we've done the is jumping, and now we're going to test that. We've tested that we're not jumping. Now we're going to be testing the jump. So we have got a jump counter, and we're going to use that jump counter to tell us where in the jump cycle it is. So the first thing we need to do is we need to test for when the jump cycle's finished. So if jump counter is greater than or equal to -10, yeah? You with me yet? No? Well, greater than or equal to -10 means -10, -9, -8, -7, -6, -5, right? So we're going to say that our direction, so our jump direction, so we're going up and down, yeah? So our jump direction, yeah. So our jump direction, so jump direction is going to be 1, which means it's always a positive jump, yeah? Then if our jump counter, or make it less than 0. So what I'm doing here is saying if it's 0, then our jump direction equals -1. So what I'm saying here is from 10 to 0, our jump direction is going to be -1. From 0 to -10, it's going to be +1. So you've got to remember, right, when he jumps up, because the y is zeros at the top, yeah? So when you jump up, you've got a minus off y. So that's why the jump direction is -1. And then once we've got to the top of the jump, we want to start going down, adding to y. So that's why jump direction is 1. Alright? So now, once we've done that, we can then work out the player y. So player y is player y minus, open bracket, jump counter to the power of 2 divided by 2 star times by jump direction. And what that should do is it should give us a nice little curvy type thing. And then we're going to have to update jump counter. Minus equals 1. So that's taking 1 away from the jump counter. So it's starting at 10. We minus minus minus. If we cross over the threshold of 0, then the jump counter becomes 1 and we start falling back to the ground. So testing the other side of this equation. So if the jump counter is anything else, then we're going to say that we're no longer jumping. And we set our jump counter back to 10. It looks right. So a way of finding out, I suppose. Here we go. Right, so let's try this. Right, line 68. Oh, I've missed the equal, haven't I? Okay, let's try it again. So there's our ball. So we'll go down because we're not in a jumping state, so we can do that. We're going to go across. Right, here we go. Spacebar. Hey! Spacebar. So we could speed that up. Yeah, we could speed that up, and the way you speed that up is by changing this. So we'll speed it up by 2. So we're going to make it 0.05. So that should speed it up by 2. Here we go. Let's run it again. There we go. So that's speeded the number of cycles we get in a frame. Right, here we go. Space. That's better. Maybe jumping a bit high, but that's better. Yeah. But we can work on the distance and the mechanics. It's just a simple equation. But there we go. So we've now got... So will it jump if I move? So here you go. We're going right, right, right. Jump. Hey, look at that. Oh, he stops in midair when I let go of the finger. Oh, we'll have to... Look. Bangs his head against the wall and falls to the ground. Oh. Yeah, we'll have to do something about that. We'll have to put some sort of small physics engine in to allow to have inertia and stuff like that. But that's done it. So we've got the basics of Hunchback. We've got the character to jump and move. I know he's going up and down and Hunchback doesn't, but it's doing it. Yeah, I like this game. Right, so what's next? So we're doing that. Yeah, well, I suppose we could try and animate it. So we learn about loading pictures in and stuff like that before we get onto the serious stuff and start working on the framework of Hunchback. All these are is just to teach us you know, last episode was to teach us how we interact with the inputs of the user. This one is where we're extending the update feature, like for the jumping, and having a jump that isn't instant but it runs over several game cycles. Yeah, we could do the next one as a make the ball not a ball but actually a person. Yeah. And then we can start thinking about the hopefully by then we'll have got enough understanding of the mechanics of PyGame, not of Hunchback, but mechanics of the PyGame to be dangerous and start working. Because we're all learning as we're going, because this is new to me. I've never done this before, so this is new to me. Alright then, we'll call it there for this episode, and I'll see if I can find some graphics and stuff like that. Alright then, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you didn't like the video, fine, hit the dislike button. Always leave me a comment, as I try to answer them all. And if you want to support the channel in a small way, consider becoming a patron of mine. My patrons have exclusive access to exclusive access to a forum area. They have exclusive access to a Discord area, and they put, at the moment they are beta testing CBM Program Studio. So it's worth being a patron. Also, you get your name on the video. That's a bonus as well. All right. So with that, I will say I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye. I'd like to thank all the patrons that are contributing to my channel. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now. Thank you very much.